They are coming. Go, torch it. Burn it all.
But what about the serum?
Leave nothing. Now I will show you how I deal with informants. Finish him.
With pleasure.
But you said we would get Wendy's.
These are the coordinates Ellis sent.
Over there.
I hope Romer's paying you enough to buy Wendy's.
It's Ellis. Executed. Leon, you find anything?
The place is torched. I don't know what they were growing, but it wasn't narcotics.
Romer knew we were coming.
So what's our next move?
We watch for the next viral outbreak. We won't have to wait long.
Logan's report was clear enough.
I want 2 additional teams assigned to this. Find Romer.
I understand.
Logan is my best agent. What do you want to do?
Nothing. We will wait. We will wait and see what he can discover.
Our WHO contact was correct. Everyone within 100 miles is dead.
Not everyone. This man is still alive.
How is that possible?
It's not.
All right, we're gonna kick straight off into the expo this time. So yeah, yesterday we did a couple runs up to Gerdu, and then we went over all of the rolling. We'll touch on rolling a little more again once we do the practice runs, because it is critical to this part of the stage, or to this part of the
When
run.
does the operation begin?
Our intelligence within the...
Right.
But I'm gonna try to focus more on some other stuff. Just getting my fingers warmed up a little bit. Take it slow for the first few minutes, you know, while I top off my drink and whatnot. Huh. Okay, well, that was our little mess up right there. Now we can skip. So because I use the palette swap for everything throughout the whole speed run, but because it does play a critical role here in not only rolling past the one guard, but also setting up the roll that lets you line up the perfect Benton headshot. I will touch on it a little more, but inventory management will probably be the big thing that I go into right now. A lot of the inventory management part of the speed run is like context specific. You want to have so much ammo for a headshot or for the 2 guys down the corridor, whatever else. So that kind of goes more into the play-by-play. But in general, you want to get used to managing the actual equipment you're holding, toggling to it, and then deciding the most opportune times for it. Because you can use weapon toggles for lag skipping, Or just depending on how you use your palette swap, you can get a lot of like different movement dynamics.
We've analyzed blood taken from Romer's men. We can...
Fagan's heading for the...
Check.
Damn, blow your cover.
I wonder if that can achieve anything.
Fagan's heading...
Right.
Is he gonna spawn him?
Damn, blow your cover.
Yeah, he sure did. Hold on.
Fagan's heading...
Check.
Damn, blown your cover.
Oh, it's when the one guy sees it, I guess. Hold on.
Fagan's heading...
Right.
Oh, it might take too long to do both.
Fagan's heading...
Right.
Fagan's heading...
Check.
Damn, blown your cover.
I don't know why that dude's standing there this time. It's nice to see how the dynamics of a level can change, though, with one action or another.
Fagan's heading...
Check.
Damn, blown your cover.
Stuff like that's always fun.
Fagan's heading...
Right.
Damn, blown your cover.
How fast would you have to be with that shot for something like that to
Fagan's
work?
heading...
Check.
Damn, blown your cover.
I mean, if he sees the dead body, so will Fagin, right? But why isn't Fagin seeing it sooner?
Fagan's heading...
Right.
Damn, blown your cover.
Okay, well. That's not the way you do it, obviously. I just wanted to see what might happen. I mean, there could be... You know,
Fagan's heading for the...
there could be something here.
Damn,
It might be Fagin seeing him first that way, so it might not matter if I shoot that dude or not.
Fagan's heading...
Check.
Damn, blown your cover.
Okay, no, but... So right there... I might be able to move a little faster. I could roll a little faster if I had a two-handed, but trying to do all that palette swapping stuff with those two headshots just seems like a lot. But either way, that's not the way you do it for the run. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna run just this section, which should only take like 4 minutes. The expo and the dinorama, it doesn't take a lot. It's just pretty compressed. And it's just one thing after another. There's the whole sneaking segment, which it's not hard to do, but it's one of those things where if you fuck it up, it costs you the speed run. It's a bad thing to die in. It's a hard checkpoint. It's a very harsh loss. So it's one of the more critical things you want to get the hang of, and then it's followed immediately by a boss encounter. And then it's just some high-octane inventory stuff. So you will do a lot with inventory in this one. You'll see me palette swapping, and then you'll also see me doing a lot of lag skipping. Toggling is essential to going down the ramp after you've headshotted Benton. And then once you go back up, it's also critical to going down the steps. It's the same standard technique for both routes, but you have to be careful because you carry a lot of momentum when you do your weapon toggle, so you can avoid landing lag, but if you're going real fast off the side of a thing, you will keep that momentum while you're toggling, and if you miss a step, if you miss a ledge, you're fucking dead, you know? Which again, that's another problematic checkpoint, because if you die going down the ramp, that means having to go all the way back down, all the way back up, all the way back down again. And as far as my time compared to the current first place record goes, I'm like 7 minutes behind by the end of this group of stages. So like I really got to get some stuff corrected. And I don't have an isolated timer set up for this either, so I'm just not going to run the timer. But you know, we're going to be replaying it anyway. Give me another second to set up my hand cam, because that's the main reason why I'm doing this. And so, like I said, I won't be able to really read comments or engage or anything like that, but and now that we're recording,
We've analyzed blood taken from Romer's men.
So right off the bat, you'll see me do a palette swap.
Biggins heading for the Stonehenge.
Right.
So I'll toggle over to the sniper rifle, and then I toggle back. Whoops, I forgot to sneak. Or I didn't do the input right. But yeah, you'll see me toggle back to the 9mm, but I do it during a roll. So that way I don't actually swap the model for the weapon out. Just the actual functional part of the weapon. So I'm still using a two-handed, but it's a 9mm. Damn. I shot too close to nah, that guy just noticed because I missed.
Check.
And this isn't really necessary for the headshot or anything like that. I do it because I like holding a two-handed. And the main reason why is because it affects the way you roll, which was all the stuff I was covering yesterday. But it's integral to this part right here, what you're about to see me do past this guy. This series of rolls right here is very specific. I didn't just do a running roll. If you try to do a regular ass running roll, you'll be detected. He'll hear you. So you have to do what I've been calling a Hawaiian roll. Which, again, I'll drop the shorts on eventually, but basically it's just jump starting your roll and then landing it on a crouch that you immediately release, so that you're not actually crouching, but your inputs are read as sneaking. Which plays a big part here, like I said, rolling past that dude.
Right.
And the reason why you want a two-handed for it is because you roll farther with a two-handed than a one-handed while you're running. So rolling one-handed effectively slows you down. Normally you'll see other runners like, oh, and see, that's how easy it is to fuck it up. you'll see other runners actually stop for like a second and like hit a crouching roll just to not trigger him hearing them, and then they'll go back to a run. But you don't even have to stop for that long. I guess I chipped his shoulder, I don't know. It's easier, it's probably best to restart the mission, because in a run you'll be doing it from the briefing screen.
We've analyzed blood taken
And then you
from
can
men.
use the music as an audio cue for the headshot. Because Fagin has to be far away enough from this second dude in order to not hear the shot going off, I guess. But if you start it at the briefing and you skip everything right, you'll shoot him at the... Which is about after Fagin takes 6.5 steps or so. So it's all just stuff to keep in mind. So yeah, you don't see it, but I'm technically crouching there for a second. Oh. Which is effectively what like I said, what the other guys do. It's just, I make a point of doing a running roll out of it, and I can just stack them on top of each other. And this is why I don't do commentary during actual runs. 3, 4, 5, 6, boom. You'll get used to it. Oh, he heard me. Oh, no. He didn't hear me, but I slowed down. Which that's closer... I didn't lock on. Which that's closer in practice to what the usual strat is. And then see, right after that segment, it's the Benton headshot. Oops. I ran too close. You can get the palette swap later if you want to do it that way. I just like getting it out of the way. And I don't like treating the palette swap like it's a problem input, you know? I want to be used to it, so I can do it like on a whim. I've gotten pretty good at it. It's not the hardest input to do, but you'll see it on the hand cam. And as a safety, just in case you fail, you probably want to get used to running it in the danger mode like it is right now, so you can get used to this music as an audio cue. And then I palette swap into the HK5. I can do it from the 9mm because I'm already two-handed. And that's important because it affects your roll, which is critical for lining this up. Oh, that's never happened before. I think I kind of fucked it up there. I was a little too close. I was holding the crouch still. And I'll probably just set up a thing right here.
We've analyzed blood taken from Romer's men. It contains...
Right.
And see, the problem with restarting at Benton, when you set it up the way that I do, you know, the game got me a checkpoint while I was on the HK5, but it doesn't really understand palette swapping and stuff like that. That's a visual glitch mostly. Though it does have some practical use, so you know it doesn't save that data, it corrects it. So restarting at that checkpoint also means starting with a one-handed like normal, instead of having it two-handed, which of course affects the roll, which means I can't line up the headshot. So it's a very important thing to get all in one. And it's critical that the palette swap is used just for maintaining speed and, you know, consistent movement. Because I don't like having to think about how I'm going to roll depending on what weapon I've got. If I'm always two-handed, because I'm always palette swapping, then my rolls are always the same. They're always as fast and as long as I need them to be. which means you can get used to really complex kind of sequences that normally wouldn't be possible playing the game under normal circumstances with weapon management and things like that. Which is why it's such a critical part of the speedrun, beyond just needing enough ammo to headshot Mara or, you know, whoever else. And in the next group of stages, it actually becomes necessary to the base level, which is what, stage 8? Well, I waited extra long that time.
What are you doing?
Palette swap into the two-handed HK5.
Gabe, Bacon's run for it. Romer and Airmob was after him.
Damn. Oh well. That normally works a lot better. Here's the way you'll typically see it done, though. Except they'll usually go for the feet.
Check.
And right there you saw me do the weapon toggle to avoid landing lag.
Marcom's using a magnet.
Though I'm normally a fan of rolling to cancel landing lag when permissible. And then here you'll see more of the weapon toggle in use. This is one of the more critical uses of the exploit. Of course, your interact skips, your lech skips. And then right here, you want to be toggling through your weapon already. You want to be in this animation by the time you go down the ramp, and then you want to keep toggling through. You want to toggle through the 5 times back to the G18. So it's important to know how many times you're going to press the button too. So if you're like me, you do it with the HK5, toggle into that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I really need to go for the headshot with that. Yeah, so like if you're really good, you can save even more time by combining like landing lag cancel with your palette swap by just doing them both at the same time. And then you can crescent roll out of that. You can chain another roll to it. I killed that dude one time just by strafing into him. It was weird. And see, if you stay two-handed, if you didn't die, it's for the best, because then you get a faster roll in this area too. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. And yeah, if you fuck it up here, you're pretty much dead. Yep, especially if you fuck it up twice. Oh no, you might still be good. I really fucked up those ledge skips there. So you get a lot of ledge skips here, a lot of practice for it. Phew. And then you want to manage your weapons better, like I said. So up here, you want to be on some kind of automatic weapon. So you can hit them with one of those, and then same thing, weapon toggle, but you got to be careful about the path you take. You don't want to get blocked, you don't want to miss a step, and you don't want to jump on the guy's head. Because then you'll jump off of it like a platform, you'll step on it like it's some ground, and then you'll walk off and there will be nothing to catch you. And you will die. You'll basically fucking Super Mario jump over that dude's head. And see how I'm palette swapping with those necessary rolls right there? That makes it even more efficient. I wasn't as scooted back as I thought. That made it a little harder. Palette swapping to the weapon to the previous weapon is a little harder. But once you get the motion down, it's easy. And that's the guy who was shooting at you when you were climbing. A lot of people will kill him first, but you don't really have to waste the time. As long as you're on point with your... You know what I'm saying? With your ledge skips. You gotta be strafing like at the same time though, so you can avoid shit and then go at the angle necessary to go up and take cover. And then this is the part that always gets me, and it's such a simple part too. It's technically nothing that difficult, it's just hard to put into practice. You gotta fucking climb up on this bridge coming up, but there's a fucking dude standing there. And it just gets me every time. I either fall, or he blocks me, or I roll off to the one side. Look at that shit. And see, like, I was good for a second, then he just steps up. He shouldn't be able to do that once you're in that zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to let him block me, you know, let him block me, but don't fucking give me false hope. So again, automatic weapon with a two-handed roll. Just like if I had an M16. Which is basically what this translates to. It's just like a stylistic thing that's different about it, I guess. I mean, obviously they had to consider the dynamics of the roll, because, you know, they implemented it. Why else would they give it different mechanics? As to what the logic behind it is, I have no idea. But it creates, you know, this strange dynamic, and it gives palette swapping this unique value. I'm kind of getting the hang, at least, of using them as a way to reposition myself, but that's still slower, of course, than just fucking getting up there. So that normally shouldn't take so long, but, you know, I had trouble with the intro sneaking phase. I had trouble with venting. But we'll run it again so you can get a better idea of what it all is, though. And here's a good one. That's how you do that. And then again, you want to be two-handed here so that you can hit a quick turnaround and land right. But now you're on your G18, so you can shoot this dude in the dick to death. Give it a little turnaround right there. I don't know why it hit crouching ones both times. I fucked it up hardcore. Shoot the dumbass fish. Oh. And he pushed me out of the way so he could lock me in place. They must be tired of me speedrunning.
There goes Fagin. Is Mara still alive?
Yes. Now to get some answers.
Hurry. More security is on its way.
Is he tweaking? God damn it, Fagin's tweaking on Syphonfilter again. Hold on, I want to watch him tweaking real quick. And there's no story items to do the grenade glitch with. I could have set it up while I had the key card, but then that would mean missing on the interact skips, you know, because you wouldn't have an automatic weapon to do it with.
Send in an evac. We'll have to patch her up before we can get any information.
And I've killed myself one time by jumping off that ledge and then ended this cutscene even faster than shooting Mara, but I don't know what I did to trigger the death, you know? It's possible that I just got shot mid-air without even realizing it, without noticing it, but...
Check.
So we can get into this one real quick. I'm just going to cover some stuff because I'll get into it later.
Damn it!
Now that I'm busted, I may as well show you the way that it's usually done. I don't know where this guy is.
I've planted the first explosive.
So the way you want to do it is you just want to fucking blast through. Who cares about the alert status or anything? You can also just pallet swap during a fall. That's how a lot of people will do it whenever it's necessary. But most other people don't do it as like a technical, strategical thing. They just do it when necessary for glitches and other such things. And then normally you'd come and get this combat shotgun so that you have ammo to get more PK-102 ammo with. Get the checkpoint and immediately restart at last checkpoint to reset the NPCs, including fucking Gabrick over here. And then you switch to a story item, or what I call an unhanded item. Fake grenade glitch.
I found the power to the motion sensors. I'm heading over to the bunkers now. That's the last explosive. I'll trigger the timer once I'm on the roof and have disabled their radar.
Copy.
Ah, the fire from him killed me. But that's how I plan on doing that. So that's normally the way you'd want to do it, and then you blast through into the bunker, so on and so forth. And these guys are usually what you want the combat shotgun for. But I bypassed the combat shotgun by just persisting the grenade glitch right there. And, you know, that goes into the inventory management stuff, but we'll cover that as we're reviewing these expo stages again. You can technically set it up here too, because there's plenty of key cards, but it's not really useful in that way on this stage.
Biggins heading for the...
Check.
Dan, loan your cover.
Alright, so I'm gonna just top off some coffee and whatnot now that we're done with this little segment, and then I'll jump back into doing this segment again, you know.
Biggins heading...
Check.
And then on that second go around with the base stage, I'll actually try to touch on it a little bit. I'll go in more into how that same sneaky rolling can be critical here. And I'll give it a quick little breakdown again, but I won't go as in-depth with all the dynamics around rolling again like I did yesterday, because it's frankly a lot of stuff to cover. But again, that's all going to come in the form of short content this right now, where we're talking about all the inventory and its usefulness and all the things revolving around it, you know. Also the stuff we're rolling yesterday. Tomorrow in the stronghold, I want to focus probably more on combat because general play and combat becomes more intrinsic at that point. Obviously, a speed run is not a casual thing. A speed run not only assumes that you can play the game to a decent enough capacity, right? But it also demands, you know, the best from you. There's no point in doing a speedrun if you're not trying to get a legitimately very good time, either a personal time or a record you're trying to break or whatever. So it's, you know, it's an effort. So you have to be good at doing these things already. Speedrun is also routine, right? Doing a specific button input, a specific sequence at a certain time, you know. So general play becomes less important because it's more about hitting the routine than it is about being good at doing these individual things or the gameplay around it. But as the difficulty goes up, you know, with the game, combat becomes more integral. You can't really avoid combat the way you used to. So general play and combat is a lot more necessary. So that's probably what I'll cover tomorrow. The usefulness of things like strafing, overturning, peeking around corners, and wiggling around to get easy headshots and things like that. Because all of that not only gets you kills faster, which can save you time in the speed run, but it also saves you a lot of ammo. Jeez. It's a little chilly. But yeah, obviously you don't want to die in a speed run because you don't want to waste any unnecessary time. But also, whenever you play the way that I do and you're setting up your palette swaps and all that, you don't want to die and get a checkpoint, especially on something critical like Benton. It's a quick checkpoint. If you die, you just restart right there. But if I fail the first time, I just have to go for the safety the second time, you know. Ideally, you want to go in there palette swapped into a two-handed HK5 so that you can double roll into a perfectly lined up headshot. If you do it right, Leon should only be able to get out as much as Mara went after him, right? Like Fagin escaped, Mara went after him, but Benton stayed in, blah, blah, blah. The most she should be able to say is, Mara went after him. Like, she shouldn't even finish that last word, you know what I'm saying, if you did it right. Because you will literally be basically lined up at eye level, and because the way enemy detection works, if you roll up to Benton that way and don't turn the camera until the last second, he won't start to, like, notice you. Whereas if you come around the corner hard looking at him, he'll have that second of reaction time to start aiming and running away from you. If you sneak up to him so you can't hear them, you know, with these quick rolls that I'm doing, and then don't turn the camera until you're ready to go for the headshot, the, like, half second that he gets to react and start running will be delayed by ever so slightly. Just enough for you to aim and poof. So it's one of those feel and confidence sort of things more than anything. There are cues, you can line it up where you're going to roll, how you're going to press the button, whatever. But it's one of those things where you have to trust that you did it right, otherwise you won't get the headshot. If you try to aim afterward, you're going to be fucked. You can go with it, you can go wherewith he might go, and again, if it works, it'll work, but it ends up being stressful. But if you do that, you're still set up with your two-handed HK5, which gives you not only two-handed running and rolling dynamics, like I said, which is faster, but you can also do your interact skips all without having to switch weapons. And since you'll naturally be getting more G18 ammo as time goes on, which is one scroll after the HK5, it's very easy to just palette swap into your next weapon and then have a two-handed G18. One, two, three, four, five, 6. Shoot 'em. There's your pattern. There's your rhythm.
doing here?
What are you doing? Y'all smoking weed?
Gabe, Vegas run for it. Loma and air mob was...
Went.
He's fit. Right.
And see, that was a little slow still, too. Stop for a second. Ah. He shouldn't take that long to kill. I just fucked that up. I killed that dude one time. I don't know if I said that already. I killed him just by, like, phasing into him. I did that to shoot the lock, and, like, I got his flak jacket and his gun, and then when I, you know, unaimed, he was gone. Damn it. And see, that's a tricky one right there, but that has its usefulness as well. Pallet swapping during a climb. And yeah, you'll get fucking Henry just chilling right there sometimes. Which actually right there, it's probably not even necessary because I forgot you were going to do this. And look at that fucking string of pallet swaps right there. Yeah, a lot of these trust shots are still iffy with me. And see, even on like a pretty decent run like this, that fucking dude on the ledge always still manages to get me. Oh no. Gotta look out for the void right there. The void will get you as well. The void is very real in the Syphonfilter speedrun. The game doesn't expect these fucking breakneck speeds, and sometimes it's still loading some shit. And it's just like, whoops, you fell into the dark of PS1 nothingness. Oh my god. Fucking Gabe is trapped somewhere with the fucking PS1 logo. Ah. And yeah, you want an automatic weapon for the pallet swap that I just fucked up. Well, would you look at that? And yeah, before you reach the end of this stage, you want to be back to your to your sniper rifle, or a combat shotgun. I think if you have one in this stage, you want to go back to one of your two-handed, whichever one is first, so that you can specifically hit your two-handed roll right there when he kicks the door open and pallet swap into your automatic weapon. Preferably the G18, because of the faster firing rate. That's gotten much easier as well. And then yeah, you want two-handed so that you can hit a clean-ass running roll like this off the ledge, dog rolling. But you want it to be the G18 so you can shoot him in the dick. Oh, And you want to reload so that you don't reload when you need to interact.
There goes Fagin. Is Mara still alive?
Yes. Now to get some answers.
Hurry. More security is on its way. Hey, we needed Fagin alive.
Okay, that's how you do that. And that's getting a lot better for me. So that's nice. And then right here is where we do some more shit.
In this investigation has been compromised.
So this level right here and my practice with optimizing these stages is actually what led to me, you know, really falling for palette swapping as a legitimate technique. Because I showed you the way to do it earlier, or the way that it's typically done, rather.
Damn it! I found a fuel tank.
Let's see what I can't do with this now. Trench is a little bit slower, but, you know, safe. God damn it. So you can do it a little bit better than that. You can cut these things a little closer. But I don't have a lot of practice really doing it this way. I think it depends on the spawns. And then you checkpoint, reload that checkpoint. You have Gabbard do some bullshit you've never seen before. Wow. Well, see, anyway, yeah, those guards and all that are the reason why you typically do the checkpoint the way that you do. Which now here's another checkpoint. Those guards will reset. This guy will still spawn around the corner, though, because he's far away enough, I believe. And yeah, that's like I said, the reason you even want the combat shotgun is to be able to easily dismiss of a lot of these NPCs, because they start taking some serious oomph to dismiss, you know. In particular, there's a problematic mob after you hit this last tanker.
I found the power to the motion sensors. I'm heading over to the bunkers now. That's the last explosive. I'll trigger the timer once I'm on the roof.
And there's your PK-102 ammo. which this is about how you want to be set up. So it is more so than keeping yourself alive. And, you know, if you try to just run away from those people, it's possible, but you will lose some health, you know. Oh, and I fucked that up. Landed hard and then went into a standing roll instead of just continuous rolling off of it. These guys can very real kill you. And the reason why you want, you know, significant ammo here is not only, you know, to shoot people and things with, but also for the frequent necessary not only for that, but also for all of this. Damn it. I was trying to reload. Oh, that was sluggish. So something like that. Don't waste the ammo interact skipping, because only this last one matters, because you gotta wait no matter what.
Gabe, check your fire. Damaging that missile could set it off.
And I have a little excess ammo, but that's perfectly fine. And that's just because I did, you know, all kinds of shit showing you that other way. Damn it. And then fuck your ammo at this point. Come on.
I've got the last code. I'm gonna try to find a way up to the radar tower on the roof. Get ready to lift off.
I'm ready.
Palette swapping is also a good way to toggle through weapons just as necessary, without needing to compromise your movement at all. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to stop, especially if you're toggling to a weapon that doesn't have any ammo like that. It lets you compromise no speed, no control over movement or anything. That could be done way faster, and I have done it really, really fast. I've done it probably about as fast as you can do it, but it's hardly a consistent thing. And then here's the big one. Here's the big smelly dookie of it all. Here's the fucking do or donut. Donut it is. I thought I had it too. Now that's how you kill a fucking man. You do gotta kill that dude. You want to kill him because you don't want this motherfucker shooting at you. I must just not have enough health. But I should be able to get through it fine enough. A full bar of health. Not even any armor. Not even the little tiny bit of armor that I have now. Should be necessary for me to survive. It just means I'm doing it wrong. I did that wrong for sure, but hey. I usually go under it the way that I did, but that was fine too. I don't know how to do that one on purpose though. I don't know how to go around the top on purpose. I can do it, but I have to like kind of set it up. I don't know how to feel that one out. I can feel the other one out.
Syphonfilter.
I could effectively do it blind, you know.
One more thing.
The input itself, I couldn't get there blind. That would be some shit. So yeah, the one key difference though, in the way that I do it, is I maintain stealth up through the Gabrick headshot to eliminate all
every mission in this investigation has been compromised.
All factors, you know what I'm saying? All variables.
Check.
So you'll see me go into my palette swap as always. I'll do my little thing, beat the spotlight. And then instead of going that straight route, I'll hit one of these and I'll turn the camera so that I can hit this corner roll. And it's very key to do it the way that I did, because you can't touch the dude obviously, but you also can't, you know, go under that arch because Leon will fucking call you and you can't interact with the tanker. I also don't waste time getting the combat shotgun. And I usually do that better too. This part's tough right here because a guy spawns behind where you're running right here. So you need to not look his direction, but you also need to get your perfect sneak roll so that he doesn't hear you either. And there's another guy behind the fence here. You have to run far away enough from him at the beginning so that he doesn't see you, but then hug this wall so he doesn't see you from a distance. Tag the bomb. Easy Gabrick headshot. PK-102 ammo. Grenade glitch. Checkpoint.
I found the power to the motion
Grenade
sensor.
glitch.
I'm heading over to the bunkers now. That's the last explosive. I'll trigger the timer once I'm on the roof here.
Didn't work the way I wanted it to. But that's the goal right there, is just to, while I have the grenade glitch active, you know. Blow those dudes up, and that's where I would get the ammo from. But that's the issue. As you saw, I don't need as much ammo as I had. That was, you know, a bit of a luxury. Damn. Have I submitted a run yet? No. My best time is still like 2 hours. I've gotten pretty good at the speedrun up to these stages, up to the stronghold and such, but beyond this point, it's like, oof. But that's part of what I'm covering right now.
discovered why every mission in this investigation has been compromised. Right. I found a fuel tank. I've planted the first explosive.
So it's just a matter of I need to time the roll later is the problem. Don't fall into the trench because it'll just slow you down, and don't get stuck behind the barrels because they will keep you there, which not only slows you down, but if you get stuck on the going in, the spotlight will see you. Damn it. And you want to get it in one so you don't have to roll again, because it slows you down ever so slightly whenever you don't have a two-handed.
I found the power to the motion sensors. I'm heading over to the bunkers now. That's the last explosive. I'll trigger the timer once I'm on the roof and have disabled their radar.
Copy.
What the fuck? Ah, they shot the tanker. You want to run Simpsons Hit and Run? I've seen, I think, parts of the speed run, but that's not one I've ever particularly devoted some time to. Or even looking at. I've really never seen too many speed runs, actually. I've seen this one, you know, to get an idea of it all. Why doesn't that dude drop his gun? There's a few guys like that, too. There's a guy in the stronghold that doesn't fucking drop his gun half the time, too. Damn. And yeah, see, it's just critical to get here with enough ammo. And it's really just for the opening segment of the stage, too. You know, that first bay door and those first couple of switches. After that, it's not as big of an inconvenience to toggle and switch between weapons. But they run away from the grenades, and sometimes one guy doesn't, so they separate, and that makes them harder to kill them. Ah, shit. Wasted some ammo. Wasted some more ammo.
Gabe, check your fire. Damaging that missile could set it up.
Check.
Ass. Whoops. They knew what I was doing that time. You want to hit the switch first, obviously, but... Yeah, see, at this point, you'll reload a little bit and it's fine, but it's just having enough... For me, it's about having enough bullets to hit the switch before the corridor leading down here. At that point, it doesn't matter. You know, you can use the 9mm to get more PK-102 ammo. And I didn't even do the interact skip there. And then at that point, like I said, you'll get more ammo there, so that's fine. So you can do all your switchy stuff here. And I need to get better at doing that every time too, hitting it blind. Hit that switch as always, and then at here your ammo doesn't matter anymore. The game, the stage itself gives you enough ammo for that final chunk that I'm doing right now. It's just getting here with at least like 25, 30 bullets.
Leon, I found the elevator to the roof. Get ready to dust off.
See how I started moving there? That was crazy.
Leon, I'm up. Right.
And then here, you get flak jacket, and you get PK-102 ammo, which is why it doesn't matter what you're doing right there. Look for the rotor. Alright, well. What happened? I did not just die. That is some cockadookie. That helicopter was giving me some sort of life-threatening condition. A giant fucking gun to my head. How is that not a life-threatening condition? Okay, yeah, that didn't work. I'll figure out how I did it eventually. Well, shit. And since I'm so low on health from that... Don't you fucking die. So yeah, that's all pretty solid. It's just that one critical moment.
My God. Syphonfilter.
And then, you know, I can still do the run pretty good up until here, but this is where the trouble starts, you know, severely.
I found the first group. Check.
Oh, I need to let go of crouch when I do that. Which I was curious about something too, because of the way that the vaccine item works with,
Check.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it works with the Syphonfilter patients. I want to see something here.
I found a fuel tank. Damn it!
Yes.
I planted the first explosive.
So it works the exact same way. Obviously, as you might imagine, you can use square to use the item instead of just pressing triangle for the interact. Which wouldn't really seem like it would matter. And in this case, I don't know that it would.
I've discovered why every mission in this investigation has been compromised.
If anything, it helps you avoid pressing the triangle button.
I found a fuel tank.
Actually, yeah. You can pretty much erase all the timing necessary to the interact skips with these tankers, or probably the keycard things and stuff like that too, just by having the item. Like, it's not that hard to hit, you know, these skips like that at all, but this, like, will literally perfect frame it for you.
Right.
Because it's just using the item, like, on full auto repeat, is how it works. Which I realized that earlier, or I realized that at some, you know, some other point down the line, with the Syphonfilter patients.
Check.
And in practice, this might actually help with, like, consistency. I might not have to worry about ever fucking these things up, because it's just like...
I found a fuel tank. I've planted the first explosive. Damn it!
No, it doesn't work with the keycards, though.
I found the power to the motion sensors. I'm heading over to the bunkers now. That's the last explosive. I'll trigger the timer once I'm on the roof and have disabled their radar.
Copy.
Well, that definitely doesn't help me. I could try to, like, coordinate the grenade throw, you know, and then just trigger them to run away, and instead of counting it on them killing them, I can just count on them running away from it, which will make the headshot easier because I don't have to worry about them fucking crouching or anything stupid like that.
I've discovered why every mission in this investigation is
So this pallet swapping into the C4, I would say, is only beneficial to this first tanker for two reasons. It makes the interaction overall easier when you're setting up your pallet swap and all that. But it also acts as a safety if you go too far towards that corridor and Leon calls you like that. You don't have to worry about Damn, I knew that was gonna happen. I took too long. But yeah, you don't have to worry about accidentally pressing triangle or not being able to you know, interact with the tanker because of the contact call. So instead of losing that time, you know, you can always still just get it. It might be good for this one too. That'll despawn this guy. It'll take these guys longer to spawn. And that was me doing a little safe state right there.
I found the power to the motion sensors. I'm heading over to the bunkers now. That's the last explosive. I'll trigger the timer once I'm on the roof and have disabled their radar.
Copy.
So much for not having to worry about them turning around, huh? Probably still less time, definitely less time consuming than restarting at the tanker for the checkpoint. And along with, you know, getting the combat shotgun to deal with that mob usually. I wish the grenades themselves would have been enough, but that's probably about as good as I've done at implementing my strategy.
Leon. Right.
But you know, by the end of the day, it might just be faster after all to go for the combat shotgun. If that mob ends up being so problematic that even like grenading them won't do anything about it. Fucking clowns.
Leon. Check.
Gabe, check your fire. Damaging that missile could set it off.
And yeah, that's all pretty easy, just your interact skips. So beyond the palette swapping and all the stuff that I like to do specifically, this level will just, or rather the previous level will be really demanding in terms of how well you can collect ammo.
I've got the last code. I'm gonna try to find a way up to the radar tower on the roof. Get ready to lift off.
I'm ready.
And see, there's the luxury of having extra PK-102 ammo though, as you don't have to toggle weapons at all in this stage. Damn.
Leon, I found the elevator to the roof. Get ready to dust off.
Gabe, the force is calling the patrols.
Started tweaking at the end there. And one benefit too is, you know, of having like some ammo here. And you don't need PK-102 ammo specifically to do this, but
Right.
you can always just do that a little easier.
Leon, I've triggered the timer and disabled the radar. I'm ready for pickup.
I read you. ETA 4.
Come on. Whatever. You gotta be really on it with that one. You want to be good enough to start shooting it like at the rotor, you know, because that's how you get those extra 10 shots in collectively. And then this goes more into not only rolling, but like sequencing as well. So it'll all get covered a little better later on. Because a lot of people are scared to do that trick. And even like the record holders for second and first place, they implement it, but they have to like set it up. They got to line it up with like a visual cue. I need no such thing to do cool ass shit in this game. The problem is, you know, getting it consistently, not choking during the speed run, and, you know, fucking getting here to begin with.
Syphonfilter.
So I have no doubt that my skills are superior, but I'm not as familiar with the routine as, you know, the people who are holding these records are. But once that, you know, once we reach that threshold, it's fine. I can probably already place like top 10, top 5 times if I wanted to. If I took some safeties, you know what I mean? If I wanted to specifically beat like, say, an hour and a half time, I could do that. But why the fuck would I want to do that when the world record is like 59 minutes and some change? Why would I go for 40 minutes under? Nice, kinda.
I found the first group of... Check.
Damn, I did it twice. And I'll go more into these stages tomorrow, because it's going to have some more combat stuff, but you'll see how a lot of these same tricks are necessary. At least as far as the way I do things here. And again, this is another stage where the pallet swap is necessary. You want it for the fake grenade toss. You know, to cut the power to the bunker or whatever. Without having to shoot the switch or go into that area. And you want it here for fake gas grenades. Which the glitch works exactly the same. And the scientist after these three is the one in particular that you want the shit for. And you'll see me do some more pallet swap stuff here, but I'll do a different pallet swap. I normally pallet swap with a roll, like so. I'm sorry. Like so. But here, I'm going to do it during a climb. When I get up to the top here, I'm going to switch to my gas grenades to cancel landing lag. And then when I get on this ledge, I'm going to toggle back to the shotgun. And there's your fucking fake gas grenade. That scientist is dead. And then this guy right here. It's the way you want to do that, dude. He's like, did you just kill somebody? Oh, fuck. And again, just like the C4 with the Syphonfilter patients, I think that first one is the only one worth doing it on. You know, using the actual vaccine for the skip-on. But that's only because of the forced call by Markinson the second you go up in there. So if you just run in there holding the square input, you know, for the interact skip, it reads it like as a triangle input anyway. It's, you know, that's how it's coded. So the second you make contact with the Syphonfilter patient while holding the square button on the vaccine, it will trigger the phone call in that instant. And then if you just stay holding it, you know, if you can mash out of the call while not releasing the square button, then you will interact skip them immediately out of the phone call, which is like no time lost. But it's one of those things where if you fuck it up, you'll do the double interact by accident. And here's the problem part. This last segment right here is like this big acrobatic burst. That's how you want to do that. Damn. And see how you landed on that dude's head? Fuck. Yeah, it's just a matter of sticking the landing far enough that you can just strafe into the headshot. That's the fastest way to get the headshot on that dude, too. Damn. That headshot is killing me too. That's something that I really need to work on is this headshot specifically. Because he'll be standing like right here. So if you can stick the landing off this this box roll. Oh my god. Would you want to come and do it at kind of an angle so that you can land far enough and then just... But it always fucking gets me. And then that's assuming you can get through this whole acrobatic little phase. It's a matter of keeping momentum, which I went in depth to that yesterday, but I'll put out shorts with it, you know, in this coming week. And then tomorrow I'll actually play through this group of stages. In particular, you'll probably see me hanging around the catacombs a lot, because that's a big part of the speedrun. That can be potentially very time consuming if you don't know exactly where to go, how to make Fagin fucking move, how to make Leon move. And those little drops are going to be killer too. There's a few instances where it's very dangerous to fall. So you pretty much always want to climb. But, you know, climbing down a box, climbing down a fucking ledge takes so long, you know. But again, like I was just saying with the momentum stuff, and so, see, that might work. Nope. Yeah, there's a specific spot towards the final group of levels too, where climbing down a box like that is something that becomes very necessary too. As for the item-based interactions, I don't know that that knowledge really helps us in any other way. It definitely doesn't help save any time. It definitely helps as a safety for the base and for, you know, the stronghold here and whatnot, but I don't see it doing me any good here. And it definitely doesn't work with any skips that require you to be shooting. It only is the case with solid interactables. Well, actually, that's not true either, because the antigen does work like a shooting interact skip also. But see, it only works on the Syphonfilter patients because it's only triggered... It's spamming that input, but it's only triggered to actually read it with its designated interactable. So for C4, it's anything that the C4 is queued to be pinned to. For the antigen, it's the Syphonfilter patients. For card keys, it's their respective keypad, you know. So those localized sort of skips do work, but it's not worth switching over to the key card just for an easier palette, or just for an easier, you know what I'm saying. I don't even know what I'm saying. For an easier interact skip. It's too much trouble for effectively nothing. You know, especially to compensate for something that you should be just nailing every time as it is anyway. Because again, it's important for ammo management. Like, yeah, you can be generous, but you don't want to waste ammo either. The more ammo you have for any given weapon, especially if it's like an automatic weapon that you're depending on for headshots, you gotta have that shit. Now, the thing about the catacombs, the thing that makes it hard in general, but especially for someone like me who can like really pick up on these cues really easy, that's the issue with the catacombs. There really are no cues. The cues are, there's confirmatory cues in the form of NPCs and things like that, you know what I mean? But you can't be like, oh, turn left at the fucking tree or at this weird colored post or anything like that, because it's all just fucking crisscross, applesauce looking fucking, you know, stage design. You can confirm it, right? You can confirm that you went the right way. If the stairs are on your left after this turn, then you know you made the right turn. But if it's not, well then, you just fucked up, you know?
Right.
He didn't alert nobody.
Right. Damn.
I thought that might work. It didn't. I also need to learn how to program like a bot to do some speedrun shit.
Check.
Mainly because I want to see how possible, how feasible it is to, you know, interact skip with a non-automatic weapon. It should theoretically be possible, but, you know, that's all theoretical speedrun shit. Shit gets real particular here. You gotta be fast if you want to do it this way.
Damn.
And you gotta not get busted. You gotta be fast enough that the dude isn't already walking there, but also fast enough to get far away enough for that body to despawn. Because even if it doesn't automatically trigger an alert status,
Right.
there's like a pseudo alert status that'll make everything like incompletable. And you'll trigger that if, you know, the guy sees like a dead body or something like that, or if somebody dies close enough to him for him to detect it, but with you far away enough from him to, you know, like despawn or like to some capacity deactivate the NPC. Then he'll be like, oh fuck, there's somebody here, but because of the way NPCs work, I guess he won't be able to actually trigger the alert status unless you actually go up and see him again. But like, he'll know you're there. Fuck. Bro, kill him. What's happening here? But yeah, I'll touch more on the catacombs, like I said, especially tomorrow, because figuring out this route is, like, critical. And since palette swapping has nothing to do with the effective, like, model for any one item or weapon or another, palette swapping doesn't affect, you know, interact skipping or anything like that. Because it goes off of the effective weapon that you're using. So it doesn't matter if I'm holding technically the PK-102, that's not what is integral to the interact skip. It's, you know, the firing rate, I guess. Or not the firing rate, but like whether it's like an automatic or non-automatic. I was too fast. He saw me. Ugh. You can't just go that other way either because it's gated off, so you do have to loop back around. Fucking teleported. Damn.
Damn it!
He didn't hear me. I touched him. He was still too close. But you can wiggle past people like that if you sneak. But, you know, I fucked up the fast sneaking roll. Which I'll slow it down for you so you can see what I'm doing. So you can understand how it is that I'm sneaking, even though I'm doing my running roll. Just sped up, you just don't see the sneak in between. It's not an especially consistently and accurately, it's not an easy thing to do, but it's fine. It doesn't take much practice to get on with it either, though. But you do have to be on it. You do got to be accurate. Precise, I should say. Oh, see, I fucked it up right there again, too. He heard me take that step, because he was even real far away. And you don't have to cut it so close, because he's like on a timer anyway. But I like having the excess ammo, you know what I mean? And I guess I never realized you could just forcefully spawn that dude so fast either. I always just waited for him.
Right. Damn.
That fucking guy. I guess you would notice your friend catching on fire. I don't know if these guys are friends. They probably just work together. I mean, if it's timed like that, it's a wonder why you wouldn't just wait it all out, right? Oh, and see, that was a weak-ass crouching roll. Get far away so the body despawns. And now you got mad PK 102 ammo. I don't know that you have to stay crouched here or what, but
Please,
it's good to know I'll have ample bong ripping time during a speed run.
follow me.
Follow me. I know where your Oriental friend is.
Look out!
God damn it, Biden.
Damn it!
I guess that's what he gets. Kill Fagul. So yeah, you don't just want to ignore these fine gentlemen either.
Follow me.
And of course I did skip to this level. But naturally you would have some other inventory. Which of course would mean that you would have things like the gas grenades. Which it doesn't seem like it's necessary to kill everybody, but it's probably less trouble if you do. And good headshots are why I like having excess PK-102 ammo, but as far as I know, or have seen or understand, it shouldn't be necessary. Nothing is really necessary depending on how good you are at any given thing, right? But
Follow me. Don't shoot at me. Oh! Don't shoot at me. Damn!
oh, well, hey. Probably don't even have to worry about the excess ammo then.
Follow me. Don't shoot at me. Damn. Follow me.
What happens if you just let Fagin go without moving, I wonder?
This way.
This way.
Damn it!
Okay, but what happens if he gets far away from me? Let me start by strafing back.
Follow me.
Oh, he'll only be so far away from you.
Follow me.
All of this should, of course...
Follow me. Damn it! Follow me. No, this way.
Since when do they spawn right there, though? Damn, they didn't even give a fuck. They're just like, we don't care. You already fucked up the speedrun.
Follow me.
Alright. Cool.
Look out!
Fucking go, how about? It's worth noting who's got flag jackets, who don't, you know. Will you fucking go?
No, this way.
Oh.
That's her cell. You're on your own now.
Let's get out of here. Watch it! Are you crazy?
Shoot her so she'll fucking run, otherwise she'll try to kill everybody.
We got company.
Fucking let her stroll casually, I fucking guess. Leon, run. Now I'ma walk cool and shoot these motherfuckers backwards.
Let's get out of here.
Damn it!
Let's get out of here. Are you crazy?
A little bit. I need you to fucking skedaddle, Leon Zing. I shot Leon. Are my headshots that lethal? I didn't know when I wished for perfect headshots it would mean this.
Let's get out of here. Watch it! Ugh. Are you crazy?
Got a fucking potato chip on your shoulder.
Check your fire!
You get your priorities in order. I'm trying to fucking finish the stage. What are you doing? Ah, he had a flak jacket though. I could tell by the way her bullets were hitting. They just didn't want me to have it. Guess not that I really need it. Okay, well,
Let's get out of here.
let's fucking skedaddle. Let me go home.
What are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing? Are you going? Now you know how I feel, Leon. Waiting on your ass.
Get going!
You fucking move it. How about you get out of here yourself? I wonder if there's any kind of shenanigans. Maybe like... restarting the mish.
Security has been breached. Roma has ordered the...
All of Romer's on... Check.
So it already treats this as the endpoint. which is good. But I can't, like, cue the objectives, you know what I'm saying? But what if I select mission?
Security has been breached. Roma has ordered that the prison...
All of Romer's... Check.
No. What about...
When does the operation begin?
Our intelligence within the...
Security has been breached. Roma has ordered that...
All of Romer's... Right.
So no, can't trick it. You can't be like, oh yeah, you did all that stuff. Can't get me on some shit. Not when I'm super siphon rolling. Game can't seem to distinguish either, at least in that area.
All of Romer's underground security is... Right.
Probably doesn't expect you to be there.
Where are you going?
Damn it!
As soon as she fades out.
Damn!
So yeah, no great breakthroughs with that. But, you know, we went over how critical your inventory, not only your inventory management is, but we also learned a thing or two about, just, you know, the power of the select button toggling and scrolling in general.
Are you crazy?
You may be right.
Looks like trouble. Got it. Check your...
Damn.
And you see what happens if you don't fucking shoot her, she'll just be running all over the place. So yeah, palette swapping. Probably another major dynamic, at least as far as my playstyle is concerned. And as to the reasons why, that's all the stuff. More of the actual technical shit revolving around it. Including, of course, you know, the inputs and all the technical stuff behind it as well. That will all be covered as the shorts go on, and then towards the end, building up to the play-by-play itself, I'll cover more abstract topics like, you know, in isolation. I've already touched on them, but I'll cover them on their own and all the factors behind them when it comes to things like momentum and, again, NPC, camera management, and things like that. Because, you know, obviously you want to get the hang of moving the camera, strafing, turning, and all that stuff together so that the camera doesn't work against you, right? Because it doesn't work against you because you've got tank controls in this game. So forward is wherever you're facing, wherever the camera's pointing, and everything else is left, right, behind, whatever. So it's... if the camera starts getting real janky on you, moving forward becomes kind of an issue. Because, you know, running ahead of you then becomes running at a downward diagonal position relative to the D-pad or whatever else. So you want to get used to it for that alone. But beyond that, the way that that can affect NPC spawning alongside other things, the way that things like camera position, rolling, detection, and all that can all affect spawns, and how that can alter, you know, NPC detection and all that, beyond even just necessary stages like the expo center with Fagin or the base so that you don't trigger the alarm state, or in the catacombs even, where you'll get a game over for it. You know, it's critical to understand all that stuff too, and how all the mechanics can pertain to it. So rolling, and by extension palette swapping, both tie into fast sneaking, which ties into detection, which all loops around, you know, again, NPC dynamics and things like that. So you'll get those more abstract topics in shorts later on in the month, and then by the end of the month, while there's still a few days left, right, so that there's some hype still revolving around the speedrun, but by that point I should be getting times of at least an hour and a half or less. Just through sheer refinement. Hopefully it's significantly less. I'm aiming for 70 minutes or less for the most part. Of course, the ultimate goal is the first place speedrun, but I'm up for sub 70. Mind you, I probably won't stop speedrunning Syphonfilter until I can break some kind of significant record with it. But after the month of January, obviously I won't be making a point of having it of doing it for marketing and content creation purposes. You know, it'll just be more me wanting to do it at that point, because I am committed to this task. But by the end of the month, I'd at least like to have a sub 70 run, just to show more accurately everything revolving around it, to make my points better. But of course I want to do the thing, so it'll come eventually. But just keep coming back and you'll see that. More guided sessions for the next... I want to say... Tomorrow I'm going to touch on the next group of stages, which will be the stronghold. At which point I'll go into more combat specific, combat and movement I'll go into in general. And then to wrap things up with the warehouses, which is the biggest challenge in the game in terms of just difficulty, and even in the speedrun, you know, it's the hardest part because you'll die and you can fuck up a lot of stuff. That's where I'll go into the abstract topics where everything all plays into each other, right? This is why you want to know about rolling, this is why you want to know about palette swapping, this is how you can use it to your benefit, and why it matters for one skip or another, or positioning or something else. So you can expect, you know, these sorts of streams up until Tuesday. Yeah, because tomorrow, Monday, like I said, I'll do combat in the stronghold, and then I'll touch on the abstract concepts with the warehouse stages. Yes, on Tuesday. And then that evening, because I'll be off on that day and the next 2 days, if you didn't already see the community post, I will speed run full runs those evenings. And as for the next couple of days, I may do some minor... I may not even stream in the morning. I might just relegate Tuesday and Wednesday, or Wednesday and Thursday to just the evening streams. But I'll run it for a good, at least for as long as I need to for a singular run. But I like to get a real hot start, so don't be surprised if I'm constantly restarting within the first minute over and over again to get it like perfect, and then don't be surprised if I get like 10 minutes in and then still restart. After a certain point, I won't restart just for the sheer entertainment value and just to like really, you know, test my chops. How well can I compensate for one thing or another? Which just, you know, hones it hones gameplay in the context of the speedrun regardless, so it's good, it's beneficial, you know, to the practice of it. But, you know I can get the first like 5 or 6 minutes really clean, very sharp, and I really need to depend on that. That needs to be the strong foundation for the rest of the speedrun. That's the way I do it, is chunk by chunk. And I do like simultaneous chunks. I'm considering the gameplay chunks in terms of the stages, as well as the time chunks in terms of the next 5 minutes, the next 10, the next 15, so on and so forth. So, you know, the first 5 minutes is a big deal, the next 10 is another big deal, and then after that, assuming you're going for more world record sort of time, the next couple 15-minute chunks, if you look at them that way, become very, you know, difficult. But it's, you know, this sort of understanding of it is kind of critical to localizing problems, you know, problem areas. If you're losing a bunch of time, is it because you're specifically really bad at this one thing or another? Or is it just because the high chance of fucking this one thing up and triggering a very long checkpoint period, you know, maybe that's what's getting you. And obviously you can identify those things just by looking at gameplay, but in observing them in chunks like that, you can localize the problems around it. Is it just a skill issue, you know what I'm saying? You just can't do it with a controller? Or is it some kind of dynamic with your setup that maybe needs to be altered so you can do it every time without it needing to be a skill issue, right? That's all the stuff that I'm trying to kind of cover right now. But after those days, these guided sessions will stop because I'm just kind of amassing footage right now, and I'll be kicking a lot of the editing into high gear. And then towards the end of the month, I plan on doing really heavy runs. And then by the last week, I'm assuming by like the last day, you know, not to make any promises, but at least not yet. I'll let you know more in the future when I have a clearer view of what my days are going to be. But ideally, with today being the 12th, somewhere between the 24th and the 26th. Though that may be risky. I might drop it either a little bit, because, you know, that's the weekend. You know, you can consider that like prime time traffic hours for YouTube. You don't want to be dropping videos if you're a small creator like me on days that everybody's watching the new fucking Markiplier nonsense going on. But somewhere around that time, while there's still time in the month of January to hype up the speedrun and Syphonfilter content in general, I will drop the play-by-play, because by that point I should have more than functional runs. I should have at least a 90-minute or sub 90-minute run by that point, if I'm continuing at this pace, because it's just, the reason my runs take as long as they do so far, you know, at like the 2-hour mark, is because I insist on retrying and practicing the speedrun strats. So I die over and over and over and over again. If I wanted to just take the safer routes, if I wanted to speedrun hardcore as much as I could to, say, the stronghold levels up to like the catacombs, and then from there if I just wanted to play it extra super duper safe, I might not get the rest of that chunk in like the 20 minutes that the world record holder could, but I could easily do it in double that time, which would put me at sub 90 easily. But that would be me playing the last few levels really carefully, slower than I could, ideally. Which there's no point in doing that for me. If I can do it faster, I'm going to. And either way, the thing I want to showcase, obviously, is the speedrun, so I'm not going to, you know, for the sake of the content as well, I need to do it, you know, the most competitive and streamlined way possible. Because if you want to go for a record time, I mean, that's just what you gotta do. So that is what I will do. But like I said, it'll be, by that point, I should have a good enough run that I can do a play-by-play of. And of course, it'll be edited, so it won't really matter too much. And by play-by-play, what I mean is quite literally, you know, start off by turning around, go through the back alley, switch to your sniper rifle, pallet swap back to the 9mm, shoot the guy, pick up his M16, go through the bank, so on and so forth for literally the entirety of the speedrun. Maybe not so blatant, maybe not literally every little thing. If it's something observable, like, you know what I'm saying, walking down a corridor and taking a left and a right, that doesn't need to be, you know, described or explained, but every little move in between will be. And by that point, all of the guided stuff explaining all of the language that I use and all of the dynamics behind the mechanics that I exploit for the speedrun will also be out, so the play-by-play will be using a lot of terms, you know, to save time and to simplify things, assuming you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to be talking about a lot of Hawaiian rolling, cinnamon rolling, and then more easily understood language like landing lag and interact skipping and things like that. But when I talk about those dynamics, I'll be assuming that you already know how they work together because of the content I already put out, you know, marketing and shit like that. But yeah, from that point on, after Thursday, it will only be full runs. Because there's nothing I don't know about the speedrun at this point. I understand the whole thing completely. I just can't do it all. And I'm going to be practicing the stages in isolation, like I said, tomorrow and the day after. So, you know, whatever I need to learn, that's what those days are for. And for the remaining stages, the only specific trick that I need to learn, because everything else is really just a matter of fucking not dying, either to NPCs or to the environment, because there's a lot of hazards towards the end game. But yeah, on the very last stage, after you know, trigger the code on the, after you get the code from the nuke that's gonna launch, you know, the sequence starts where you have to roll under that door. It's possible to roll right out. the actual flames from the rocket and all that don't really kill you. It's just part of the animation. You just get insta-killed if you're not through the door at a certain time. So I haven't figured out how to do it. I haven't gotten it quite together to do it myself. But you can roll in and then roll back out in the little cutscene where it's closing. And then, you know, when the camera pops you back to normal, you'll be outside and you can run and get like a 5-second lead in the time that it would take you to fucking wait in there and let the door open back up. So I need to get the hang of that specific trick, but everything else is just, you know, skill issue basically. It's just get good. Which, you know, that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days, getting as good as I can before I just run the speed run over and over again. And on those evening streams, you know, I've gotten very comfortable, especially since I've started streaming, with doing this process up to like a few hours. So depending on how these runs go, how short I can get them, where I'm fucking up or wherever, you know, I might even do 2 runs in a night. But we'll see when we get there. It depends on how much I nap and how much I edit. Because I've been doing most of my Syphonfilter 2 abridgment at night, and, you know, Syphonfilter 2 by itself, if you go look at the streams, was like 13 hours or 12 hours of collective footage, which I've abridged down to, I'm in the middle of editing the last 2 missions, so the one with all the guys in the armor, and then the street, and then Chance, so I guess like the last 3 missions, but you know how it's all like one group. I'm in the middle of editing that, but because of the way that it was played and how long it took me, you know, with all the retries and all the shit that I couldn't figure out, that's still like 4 hours of content that I have to basically review, which is going to be whittled down to like another 40 minutes or so on top of what I've already done. The whole thing, you know, 12 hours is going to be condensed down to about 3. But anyway, the shorts and all that will start rolling out for that stuff too, so I can get back to my daily short content, because I'm losing a lot of traffic by not hitting the shorts market. And not a lot of people are watching these live streams, just the occasional drifter or committed subscriber. But once I start doing these full runs, if I start getting close at all, I mean, people will stick around if, you know, I'm making good time. But, you know, we'll see how that last week or 2 goes. And of course, you know, I'll be plugging the fuck out of it, and that'll be the point of the play-by-play. The play-by-play, the shorts, and then shorts for Syphonfilter 2 and 3, and then their long-form content. And then I'm gonna do something just real brief with that. I'll probably just I'll do something else for it. I don't know.